This is number 5 of Paradise Island.
Paradise Island number 5, the sea below and the throne of ash. Themyscira had always been defined by what it kept out: war, corruption, time, gods. But what the island had never fully accounted for was that some gods do not need permission to approach. They arrive wherever balance becomes interesting. And after the sealing of Ares, balance had become very interesting indeed. Themyscira. It began beneath the ocean, not in the sky, not in myth, in pressure. The sea around Themyscira, usually calm despite its unnatural borders, began to deepen in color. Not darken, deepen, as if layers of memory were stacking beneath it. The Kangas on the coastline were the first to feel it. Their Stormstride members halted movement mid-run, their massive bodies turning toward the horizon. The water was speaking, not in waves, in authority. Far below the surface, where mortal vessels would be crushed into silence, something vast stirred. Poseidon had arrived. Poseidon, but he did not rise. He observed. Because even gods of oceans understand when a place is not simply land surrounded by water, but land refusing to acknowledge ownership by water. Themyscira did not bow to the sea. It negotiated with it. And Poseidon did not like negotiations. He did not begin. Above the waves, the island remained still. But stillness on Themyscira was never absence. It was preparation. The Kangas reorganized their Great Pulse run along coastal vectors, forming shifting patterns that reinforced shoreline stability. Their movements were no longer just rhythmic, they were defensive harmonics, designed to prevent environmental distortion. Even the land itself subtly thickened near the coast, as if anticipating impact. Then the sky fractured again. Not like Ares, not like intrusion, like descent. A second presence entered Themyscira's awareness from a different axis entirely. Not from ocean pressure, but from conceptual void. Where Poseidon was force, this was absence. Where Poseidon demanded, this one judged. Hades, he did not step onto the island. He emerged beneath it. Deep within the unseen layers below Themyscira's roots, something colder than stone opened its eyes. The island reacted instantly. The Kangas stopped again, this time across all regions. Even the Great Pulse Run collapsed into stillness. Because Hades did not move through space, he moved through consequence. On the surface, Artemis felt it first. This isn't a surface intrusion, she said quietly. Nubia stood beside her, eyes narrowing slightly. It's beneath structure. Orana did not speak. She simply looked toward the ground as if trying to see through it. And for the first time since arriving on the island, she felt something she could not adjust to. Depth without direction. Poseidon's voice arrived through the sea itself, not spoken, delivered. You have imprisoned war beneath your soil. The ocean around Themyscira rose slightly, forming towering arcs that did not crash. They waited, and now you host death beneath it. From below, Hades answered. The ground did not shake, it listened. This island is interesting. His presence resonated. It does not reject what others bury. It integrates it. A pause. Then, even gods. The moment that word was understood, the island reacted. Not in fear, in correction. The Kangas began to move again, but not in Great Pulse Run formation. This was different. Fragmented layers of motion formed simultaneously above and below ground level, as if Themyscira was building a multi-tiered response system. Surface stabilized, subsurface sealed. Atmospheric pressure adjusted. The island was preparing to host two gods at once without collapsing. Poseidon rose first. He did not emerge as a man or creature. He emerged as a principle of ocean authority given form. Water lifted him from the depths in a column that did not spill. His eyes were not angry, they were evaluating. You deny the sea access to what is beneath you, he said. The island responded through vibration. Not denied, it answered. Balanced. Poseidon's expression sharpened slightly. That is a dangerous word. Below, Hades walked through the underlayers of Themyscira as if it were not stone, but memory. And memory, for him, was familiar terrain. He passed beneath the roots of forests, beneath Kangas's underground vibration pathways, beneath the ancient systems that kept Ares sealed. And he smiled, because he understood immediately what Themyscira truly was. Not a prison, not a sanctuary, but a layered agreement between forces that refused to disappear. Above ground, Nubia stepped forward. This is not war, she said. Artemis responded instantly, it's negotiation with gods. Orana looked between them. And what happens if they refuse to negotiate? Nubia did not answer immediately, because the truth was simple. Then the island answered for her. Then balance breaks. Poseidon raised his hand. The ocean obeyed instantly, forming massive pressure spirals that circled Themyscira's edge, not attacking, testing, measuring resistance. The Kangas responded in kind. Stormstride clans reinforced coastline stability. Sunback clans redistributed energy across landmass. Deep Fern clans synchronized underground vibration dampening. The island was not fighting the sea, it was refusing to be reshaped by it. Hades continued walking beneath them. And beneath all this coordination, he mused, you hide something else. The island paused. Even Poseidon felt it, a deeper layer, something sealed, something older than gods. Hades stopped walking. Oh, he said softly, you are not just balanced. You are layered containment. On the surface, Poseidon's expression changed, because now he understood why the sea could not simply reclaim this island. It was not resisting water. It was distributing pressure across multiple realities of structure. The Kangas were not animals. They were mechanisms of equilibrium. The two gods met the island's response simultaneously. Poseidon pressed the ocean inward. Hades pressed understanding upward, and Themyscira held. Not by force, but by synchronization. Every Kanga movement across the island aligned into a single corrective pulse, not great pulse run, great anchor response. The island stabilized itself against divine contradiction, and then something unexpected happened. Hades laughed, not loudly, not cruelly, with recognition. You are not afraid of us, he said. Poseidon glanced toward him. Should it be? Hades tilted his head slightly. No, it is curious. The island spoke one final time. We do not reject gods. A pause. We distribute them. The ocean lowered, not defeated, acknowledged. Poseidon retreated into the deep without anger. Only memory. I will return when the sea forgets its boundaries, he said, and then he was gone. Hades remained a moment longer. He looked upward, through stone, soil, island, and sky. And I will return, he said softly, when something finally dies here. The island did not respond, because it understood something important. Nothing on Themyscira dies cleanly anymore. Even death must pass through layers. When he finally withdrew, the island exhaled. The Kangas resumed motion, slowly, carefully, rebuilding rhythm, not recovery, integration. Artemis broke the silence first. We're becoming a place gods test themselves on, she said. Nubia corrected her gently. No. She looked toward the horizon. We are becoming a place they cannot ignore. Orana said nothing. But for the first time since her trial, she understood something new. Strength was not about winning against forces like this. It was about existing without breaking when they arrived, and deep beneath the island, far below even Hades' path, Ares remained contained, listening, smiling, because now even death and the sea had touched Themyscira, and that meant the system was complete, or close to it. Characters, places, and groups, species. Characters: Poseidon, Hades, Artemis of Banamigdal, Nubia, Orana, Ares. Places: Themyscira, ocean surrounding Themyscira, subterranean layers of Themyscira, storm coastlines, central valley of Themyscira. Groups: species. Kangas, alien species of Themyscira, Hopsworn clans, Amazons of Themyscira, Olympian gods.